Welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cannibal Hair and we're checking out some Empyrion Galactic survival today, and we're up to no good making our own custom scenario. So let's go ahead, load up our Steam, find our Empyrion Galactic survival game. We're going to right click on that, find properties, find local files, browse local files, and the folder we're looking for today is content. And the other folder, scenarios, and we are going to find Deafult, Akua, Omincron, and we're going to copy that to our desktop. The reason for doing this is because we are not going to mess with the originals. We are going to make a copy and modify them and make a copy of our own. So the reason for that is that we don't get no errors and we don't corrupt the original game. So let's go ahead and rename our scenario to the CHG test. And that's going to be our scenario folder. And every time we load the game, it's going to refer, every time it loads up the scenarios, it's going to refer to this folder. Now we're going to load up our Steam once again, and we're going to find our Empyrion Galactic survival game, properties, local files, browse local files. The folder we're looking for now is content, and then Playfields. We're going to right click on Playfields, copy that to our desktop as well, and make a copy of those. And while that's copying in, we're going to go into our scenario folder here. We got the CHG test scenario folder, and we're going to explain a couple things. We got the description text, which is the description of your scenario. So we're going to go in here. We're going to type in custom scene. We'll do a little bit of editing. We'll do a little bit of editing so you guys see that that we do change some stuff around. And we have the game options YAML and the game options example. So we go into the game options YAML, and there are options for single player and multiplayer purposes. So you can change those around to your liking. And I'm going to keep this episode short. We're not going to go into detail, but we are going to go back into our original scenario folder here right at the main beginning. And we're going to open up our Playfields folder as well that we copied to the desktop. We're going to match these up. And now we're going to go into the Playfields folder in the scenario file. And as you can see, there's only 2 here. And there's a whole whack here. The reason for is that when you load the scenario in the default Akua Omincron, it'll load these 2 Playfields. And whenever these 2 Playfields are, the changes will be made. But then after any Playfield loaded after, will load the original game file where we found in the contents Playfield folder under the Steam application. What we want to do, if we add a custom world to our Playfield, we're going to add it into this folder here. We're going to add, let's say, planet 1. This is our new planet. We want planet 1 to show up in the existing original gameplay. We're going to add it here. But what we're going to do, we're going to add a bunch of these Playfields into this folder because we want all these to load up into here. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete the temperate starter and the space orbit starter from over here, because it will overwrite those and we don't want those to be overwritten. So we are going to select these, copy these, and paste these into the Playfield here. We're going to delete this planet 1 because there's actually nothing in there. And now we are done with this Playfields folder. We're going to leave that like that because that is our originals. And like I said, we don't want to mess with the original templates that we're going to keep for our building custom scenarios and custom worlds. So this is going to be our custom scenario, and we want to edit our custom scenario. So this temperate starter folder is the starter planets for Taladar and Akua, and we are going to change those. And the reason why there are 2 or 3 YAMLs in here is that in Alpha 8 they introduced the randomized planets. So the YAML for that, it will be the dynamic YAML. And we could change up the size range and size probabilities and stuff like that. So we're going to change the size right now to a size 3. And I figure that we're going to save that. And any changes that we make in any of these 2 or 3 files, we have to make them all looking the same in all of them. So if I make a change in dynamic, I also got to make a change in static. But there is no planet size in static, so we're safe and we're good. Other than that, in the static YAML, we are going to scroll down into the resources, and we are going to add a custom resource here. I'm going to show you guys how to add a custom resource to make a custom scenario a little bit. And we're going to make sure that everything looks the same. All the spaces look the same and everything. I already know how to type in Cobalt. There are capitals, so you do want to make sure that capital and underscore are case sensitive. So we do have the Cobalt resource added. Other than that, we have the POI section where we can install our own POIs or change them up, or the amounts of spawning into our planet. We're going to leave them as the default, but we are going to change our player start. So we found the fixed player start here at the bottom, and we are going to add a couple things and delete a couple things here. So we're going to add this and a space. We want to spawn at a structure, and we're going to identify which structure we want to spawn at. We're going to make sure we want armor. And in the items list here, we have survival tool here. We have survival tool here, and we have survival tool here. So we have the easy, medium, and hard start. So we could change whatever we want in them. So we're going to go ahead and add cobalt ore just to show you guys how to do a custom start with custom items. So we're going to go ahead and make sure everything looks good here, and we're going to copy and paste this into all the different types of starts, the easy, medium, and hards. Hard, I should say, not hards. And we need a space there. Make sure everything looks good. And at the end, we do have the fresh start. So we are going to change the fresh start as well. Make sure that looks good. And down below, we could change the drones. We could change this preset style to drone base attacks to either 3. There are different values to that. You can look them up on the internet. We're going to change it to a 0 so that there are no base attacks at all on this planet. And we could go down below even more and find the spawn zones and the creatures where you could change the amount of creatures, spiders, Talon guardian herds, or parasaurs. There's all kinds of things, triceratops, plant monsters. So we could change all the spawn rates of those, but we are not today. We are going to save the rest of that static. So we have the changed resource. We changed the resources. Change the player start and the items in the inventory as we start. So other than that, we are going to change the name of the temperate starter here. We're going to change it to the CHG planet, just to show you guys that we are customizing a little bit. But whatever changes that we make there to the planet, so if we want to load that planet, we got to go to the sectors folder and change up the sectors folder as well. And the sectors folder YAML tells your galaxy where's what, so where your sun is, where your planets are, and where your moons are. And that doesn't load the planet itself, it just tells it where it is. So your Playfields folder and files, YAML files, is the actual planet. This is just the galaxy itself. So we've changed the temperate starter, which was the Akua. We want to change the name of the planet. So we could go ahead, change the name of the planet right here. Call it the CHG planet. And we want to go ahead and do it with the moon as well. Make sure everything looks right. And we want to change it to the orbit as well, because we want it to be named after us. And we changed the folder of the temperate starter to CHG. So in the after the comma of naming it, there is the folder where it references it from. So we're going to go ahead and change that to CHG. So it grabs it from the CHG playfield. And we got to do the Taladar as well, because Taladar is also linked with that as well. So let's go ahead and change that. And we're going to save our sectors YAML. And we're going to load up the... Oh, wait, we can't load up anything yet. We're going to close all our scenario file here. We're going to copy our scenario into the game. So we're going to bring up our Steam. We're going to find our Empyrion Galactic survival game, hit properties, local files, browse local files, and the folder we're looking for is content, and then scenarios. And we're going to insert our custom scenario into the scenarios folder. While that's happening, we are going to load up the game, and we'll be right back. And we are back. We're going to select a new game to see if our insert of our custom scenario is actually there. So we're going to go scroll through the scenario list and try and find, look at that, it's right there first on the list, CHG test. We're going to go ahead and name our game name. We're going to call it test 1. And we're going to set that as that. And we could also set creative or survival, but we're going to keep it as survival. And the start location, we do have the CHG planet name, and we do have the Taladar name. So let's go ahead and load this up to see if we do have the inventory that we have spawned ourselves in with, and we do spawn at the wreckage. Other than that, I want to give props to anybody who else is using Notepad as well to do coding other than Notepad++, which is available on the World Wide Web. You could download it for free. I'm just starting to get to use Notepad++ recently, and I'm starting to learn it myself, but haven't really turned to it yet. So pretty soon we'll probably put an episode up using coding with the Notepad++. Other than that, we're just waiting for our planets to load with no errors and our structures to load as well, hoping that everything goes as planned with the custom start, the custom names, and the custom scenario. And we're still waiting. I just want to kind of continue recording just to show you guys that we did not run into any errors and we did not go back and fix things behind the scenes. And it is taking a while to load. We're still loading here. With the custom world and how many planets you do have, you will have different loading times. And we're at the wreckage, or we're near the wreckage. It is definitely what we coded into our coding. And let's go ahead and look at our inventory. We do have the cobalt ore as well. And let's take a look at the map. We do have 10 cobalt resources nearby. So the resources that we did implement on our custom planet did go as planned. And we are going to end the episode off there to some Empyrion Galactic survival and creating our own custom scenario today. And once again, you've been watching Empyrion Galactic survival and been watching me play. My name's Cannibal Hair, signing off.